we use these words and these terms, and we're doing all this organizing and all of that, but why are we doing it? Why are we talking to our elected officials and all of that? Well, it's basically like for us is to maintain our Dineh way of life. And so when we talk about climate change, it's not even just about climate, it's about how we live as a whole. And so one of the greatest effects, I think, just to tell a little story, my dad said in the winter when the snow was this high, they knew in the spring and the summer the grass would be this high. When this certain constellation was at this location, that's when we would start planting or harvesting or all of those things. It was just nature. It was just how the world worked. It was, we can use the words like ecosystem and all of that kind of thing, but it's really what Anna said, all my relations. And so when we're talking about the effects, it's not just to humans, it affects everything. It affects all of our relations, the small little plants, the medicines that we use, and all of those things in our indigenous culture, they're all integral, it's interdependent. The words that we use for these things, the timing, the concepts, everything, it's based on the natural cycle. And so what's happening now, whether it's man-made or because of pollution, these changes are affecting indigenous cultures all over the world. It's affecting our food sources, our water sources, and basically this is going to affect our whole future of our people. And so I'll just finish with another little short story. Somebody told me that as Dineh people, we have the 4 sacred mountains, and one of those mountains is Tzotzil, which is Mount Taylor in Grant. And so somebody was asking me, why are you working so hard on protecting the mountain? Do you know why you're doing this? And I was like, to stop the uranium mining companies, to protect the water. But he laid it out really clear for me. He explained to me that in the Dineh way, these mountains, there are protection, and they also they help us as people for Navajo people to exist. These things they're integral in like our thinking and our heart and just our soul being. And so what he explained to me was when these that's as a sacred site, if it's destroyed, if the mountain is the integrity of the mountain is destroyed, if the mountain is harmed, that we will be harmed. And so in turn, if we allow these things to happen, our people will cease to exist. And so to me, it was just kind of like a really, it's kind of a weird thing, but if you think about it in modern terms, that is happening. Our children are not speaking our languages, our stories are not being told, and this whole thing with climate change, when the snow falls, you're allowed to do certain things. You're allowed to do storytelling, there's certain dances that you do, all of that, everything is being affected. And so when I thought about what he said, and how important it is for all of us to be having these discussions and all of that, it's just really, whether we can stop it or not, or however we're gonna, adapt, these cycles are changing.